to.
Yeah. I mean, the next couple of years, you might have to start a couple of things. You know, it might not be, might not be the consistency that you might like. The moon in Scorpio, though, will carry you through with this. It's going to be a much easier time for the moon in Scorpio. Are there, in the last 6 months, have there been women involved in this decision that have made it difficult?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, that is going to change. It's probably already changed somewhat, and your ability to work with these women is easier than you think, but I think you might want to change nevertheless. I know that's a little confusing. It's not a direct answer, but...
I know what you mean, yeah.
Okay.
Because I'm already thinking of what has conspired and what will. I basically know what is going to conspire, you know, and of course, I don't know, I'm the type of person that I feel kind of sad about, you know.
Your instincts are right, though, and you have to trust those instincts.
Right.
Okay?
There was another question I wanted to ask. I'm sorry.
We're going to have to, could you call me back on Friday?
Oh, sure.
Because I think I have to go now.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for calling. We've got another caller here. Gloria is calling from Chappaqua. Date of birth is May 17th, 1914. 5/17/14. Gloria's listening on AM 1310. Gloria, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning, Gloria.
Morning.
Did you have a particular question?
Oh, yes. Well, I'd like sort of an overall what's going on and why I'm sort of at a standstill these days, and will I get going again?
Okay. Well, 5/17. You have the sun in Taurus, as you know. You have the moon in Pisces. You know, this is a harmonious angle. You work well with your unconscious, but you know, the moon in Pisces has not been easy. Do you have a daughter?
Yes.
I think there might have been a little bit of confusion surrounding your daughter, you know, in the last little bit of time. And it's going to resolve itself in the early spring. Or just how you feel about the nature of mothering. Have you been questioning the way that you mother her?
Not really.
No. Okay, well, there's something to do with the feminine energy that, you know, is going to alter drastically around the 1st of April. Certainly financially, it's a very good year for you. You know, you're not having any money problems, are you?
Pardon?
Money? Are you having money problems?
Yeah.
You are. I didn't understand. Are you having money problems?
Yes, I am.
Yes, you are. This, you know, there really is a strong indication that this is going to change. I mean, there's no... This year is very beneficial for you in terms of financial wherewithal. Again, it will probably have to do with... it will probably start to feel more in the spring.
Will that have to do with my earning it by my creativeness, or...
Yes, if you are looking to be more creative, that's definitely something that is very much in the cards. But creativity and money are connected, so there is a strong chance that you can. In fact, I could almost be sure about saying that I think that you are going to make money in some capacity. Now, whether it is through your creativity or not, I'm not exactly sure, but I think you should pursue that creativity.
That's what's holding me up. I'm just not being creative, and I wish to be.
But you will. It'll happen. It'll come in the spring. Give yourself another 3 or 4 weeks.
Okay, well, now I'm going to travel on the 11th and again on the 19th of March. Are those safe days?
Yes, they are. The 11th and the 19th, I think. Yeah, it's a good time, but the trips that you would do would probably, you would feel better about doing them in April, if you can wait until April. If not, you know, it'll be good. You'll have a good time, and I think it's perfectly safe. You don't need to worry about it. But this feeling of energy isn't going to come back to you again until April.
Okay. Now, do you have private readings?
I do. If you could call back the station in a few minutes, around 10 o'clock, that would be great.
All right.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thank you for calling. Boy, the people are coming fast and furious now. We got 2 calls coming up from Putnam Valley. Coming up just a couple of seconds away, we're going to get to Karen and then to Debbie. And we'll be back with Mary Michele in 1 minute. For the best fuel oil burner service and burner installation in the upper Westchester County area, give Marshall Oil Company a call at 764-5766. They offer fast, dependable deliveries, automatic fill service, 24-hour emergency equipment service, and convenient budget plans. They also stock a large inventory of replacement parts. So if you have a service need, it will be answered promptly and courteously. They also pledge to keep their prices at the lowest possible level. Marshall Oil Company has been providing quality service for the county for over 56 years and will continue to do so in the future. So it's easy to understand why so many residents and businesses in Westchester County have become such loyal customers. So for fast, dependable, and reliable service and the lowest possible prices, give Marshall Oil Company a call, 764-5766. Marshall Oil Company, striving to keep you and your family comfortable all year round. All right, we're back with Mary Michele taking your calls on astrology at 241-1310. Karen is on the phone from Putnam Valley. Let me give you her date of birth. It is September 17th, 1957. September 17th, That was the year we got our first summer home in Lake Peekskill, as I recall. Anyway, Karen is watching on cable channel 12. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning.
Good morning, Karen. Did you have a particular question?
No, just that I seem to be going through a lot of emotional turmoil these days, and I was wondering if you saw any break in that.
Well, the full moon tonight is in your sign, the sign of Virgo. So it's whenever the sun is in Pisces, Pisces is the opposite sign to Virgo. So in many areas of your life, you should try and either manifest people in your life that are Pisces, or look and see what the characteristics of the sign Pisces are and try to make yourself a little bit more like that. Okay, 9/17. You have the sun in Virgo, the moon in Cancer. That's a very harmonious angle. Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Scorpio, Mars in Virgo. You have a lot of Virgo planets. Virgo is the sign that tends to get very nervous about things and internalizes things, and sometimes you can even have physical stomach problems from it. Actually, often Virgos will physically manifest their problems, sometimes more than others. In that round wheel that we see of the astrological chart, Virgo rules the 6th house, and the 6th house is known as the house of health. So there is a strong concern about your health. The moon in Cancer, though, is very healthy there. That will support and calm down a little bit the anxiety that the Virgo sun can have sometimes. Also, the sun in Virgo, I think, there is this kind of derogatory feeling that one reads about with Virgo so much of the time. And I think that there is a certain lack of understanding about the sign of Virgo. I was reading this morning about Saint Anne. Saint Anne was the mother of the Virgin Mary. And of course, there are people that believe that the nature of the Virgin Mary is there's a complementary thing with the astrology, because Christ ushered in the age of Pisces, and the opposite of Pisces is Virgo. So the Virgin Mary and Virgo, Virgin, there's a similarity. But anyway, Anne, the Virgin Mary's mother, was a prophetess. She was someone that foretold and foresaw the birth of Christ. But she was of the old faith. She was of the pagan belief system. So this, of course, was something that was not particularly well thought of, certainly towards the Middle Ages. Anyway, you're feeling the turmoil. Has it been the last 2 weeks?
It's more like the last month.
Well, it's going to come to a head tomorrow. So however it is that you're feeling, I think that it'll start to die down after tomorrow, but it might take 10 days or 2 weeks before you start to feel completely centered again. I'm sorry, I have to go. Could you call back and perhaps we could discuss it further?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
Thank you for calling. All right, let's get to Debbie, who's calling from Lake Peekskill. November 11th, 1958. 11/11/58. Debbie, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you, Debbie?
Okay.
Yeah, not sure, huh?
Not sure.
Did you have a particular question?
I don't know so much in particular.
I just feel like the same thing, a lot of turmoil.
Mm-hmm. You have the Sun and Moon both in the sign of Scorpio, and Venus in Scorpio, and Jupiter in Scorpio, and Neptune in Scorpio. You've got a lot of Scorpio planets here. You have Mercury in Sagittarius. That's, there's this search for higher learning intellectually all the time. And you have Mars in Taurus. Venus goes into Taurus tomorrow, so there's a strong, if you, wanted to go out and party or even buy something new, something beautiful tomorrow, it would be a good day. It would be an advantageous day to do something like that. Does it have to do with your work? Is there an issue surrounding your work that you're concerned about?
Children.
Children.
Particularly my 11-year-old.
Uh-huh. Well, I think that with, Scorpio, the nature, and all these planets in Scorpio, and particularly Neptune in Scorpio, the planet Neptune is about illusion, inspiration, and disillusionment. So, whenever Neptune is conjoined the Sun, there's kind of a perception that might be a little bit off in terms of how you sense things. Now, it can be extremely inspirational. There might be moments when you would be, like a prophetess yourself, that you would sense things. You would be very intuitive and have a strong sense of it. But then there are times when the veil of confusion will descend. And, I think that in terms of your children, there's a certain intensity that you bring to the forefront with them. So I think if you can look to lessen that a little bit, and I think after the full moon tomorrow, you will be able to, and certainly now in the next 2 weeks is a time for you to spend a lot of time listening to them. I would need to know a little bit more about it. If we could talk about it at greater length some other time, that would be great. I have to go right now.
Yeah.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you for calling. We're going to get back on the phones. We've got Ann and Anthony holding, and we're going to get to them just a couple seconds away. You're on with Mary Michele at WVIP. We have one open line, 241-1310, 241-1310. Number to call back in 1 minute and 12 seconds.
It wasn't in the original designer sketch, not from the architect's plan, but it's there all right. For 15 years, Westchester has loved the warm, cozy atmosphere at Kit and Caboodle. You feel it the moment you enter. The elegance and charm of its country inn atmosphere, its unique decor, and then, of course, there's the fireplace. All part of the special flavor of Kit and Caboodle. And the food? Well, that tells its own story of goodness. Those heavenly aromas are only an introduction to delicious things to come. Kit and Caboodle received a 4-star rating from the Gannett paper. Kit and Caboodle. Try the new additions to our menu's wide selection. Complete dinners from $7.95 to $16.95, and a lighter fare including oversized California salads. Kit and Caboodle features weekday dinner specials Monday through Thursday, only $12.95, complete with soup, salad, and coffee. Monday, New England clam bake. Tuesday, steak and shrimp scampi. Wednesday, 20-piece shrimp any style, and Thursday, New York sirloin steak. So come and enjoy happy hour Monday through Friday, 4 to 7 p.m. at Kit and Caboodle.
And let's get back to the phones now. We're talking to Mary Michele. If you have a question about astrology, 241-1310, the number to call. Mary Michele, let's talk to Ann, who is listening on AM 1310 up in Somers. Date of birth, January 26, 1936. Good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, Ed. How are you?
I'm okay. My question is, we're having very severe financial problems trying to do some things around the home, like the development of land and stuff. And we're having a very, very difficult time. I was wondering if that's going to change this year.
Okay, you have the Sun in Aquarius, the Moon in Pisces, Mercury in Aquarius, Venus in Sagittarius, Mars in Pisces. The Moon in Pisces, there should be a shift in terms of how you're relating to what exactly is that you're trying to do with the home?
At the property, we're trying to get it subdivided to go to work.
Uh-huh. Have you come up with an unusual idea? Have you tried to do it in some kind of a way that's a little bit different than the norm?
No, we followed all the rules, but it's taking so long, and financially it's kind of draining.
Right. No, I didn't mean not following the rules, but I mean, in other words, I think that, with all of this Aquarian energy that you have, it's almost like you have to work with the people that are setting up this deal and come up with an idea that's completely different than what you had envisioned. I'm not saying that there isn't a strong possibility that this is going to go through, but your energy, your contribution to making it go through is to try to look at it from a different point of view. What do you think is holding up the deal?
I have no idea right now. I really don't. I'm totally confused.
Right. Well, I know that's not an easy place to.
barrel.
Yeah, that's not an easy place to be. Certainly when Saturn, which is in Pisces right now, moves on, which is the 1st of April, there will be to your emotional sense of well-being and so on. It will lessen. So the odds are that in April you'll certainly have greater clarity around this. But when Uranus went into Aquarius in January was a time that your energy is about coming up with ideas that are ahead of their time. And the nature of the law is it changes all the time. So if there are rules here that are antiquated, that aren't working for you, I think there are ways around them.
I hope so. We'll have to look into that.
Yeah, I think, and I think you could be good at it. You would, go have the conversation with the person in charge.
What about health-wise? What do you see?
Well, is your circulation okay?
Sometimes.
Yeah, you need to walk a lot. You need to get out and be in the air, and you need to stimulate both the body and the mind in terms of movement. So, as much as you can. Aquarius is about, it's an air sign, so it's about being out and increasing stimulation.
Very good.
Thanks for calling.
Okay, thank you. And let's get off to Anthony. Anthony's watching on cable channel 12 over in Yorktown. Date of birth, July 8th, 1958. And we have an open line, by the way, at 241-1310. Anthony, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
Did you have a particular question?
No, I just want to know how the new year is going to be for business.
Okay, July 8th. The sun in Cancer, the moon in Aries, Mercury in Leo, Venus in Gemini, Mars in Aries. You have a Moon-Mars conjunction. Do you have a female partner?
No.
No. Are you married?
No.
No. There's a little bit of a push-pull here with the feminine element. Now, whether it's within yourself, what kind of work do you do? Contractor. There's a little bit of a push-pull in terms of how you relate to, certainly the sun in Cancer, you're someone that has strong instincts about people. You have a good sense about people and so on. But I think with the Moon-Mars conjunction in Aries, there's an anger factor here. Perhaps you have difficulty dealing with your anger at times. And, the anger can be represented, even though it's thought of most often as a masculine trait, it can be manifested in a kind of feminine way. So it's almost like the way that you get angry, you might feel that you're being feminine with it, or I don't know, there's something a little off or a little odd with that. So in terms of the work that you do, I think that you need to create situations where you're more involved with trying to create diplomatic you're a very good leader. Cancer is a leadership sign. Aries, the moon in Aries is a leadership sign. You're a good runner of a business. You should have your own business. Is it your own business?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, you should have it. You're very good at it. But there's a side that you need to learn about diplomacy. You need to learn how to talk to people in ways that you haven't before. So somehow you need to verbalize more. So if you could create a situation where you could go and talk with people in a group or just some other area of your life that would stimulate you to be more conversational and therefore realize that conversation is not threatening. I think it's great that you called today because that's a strong indication that you're wanting to change that part of yourself.
Okay.
Thanks for calling.
All right, thank you for calling. It is coming up now to 7 minutes before the hour at AM 1310 and Cable Channel 12, WVIP. And we will be back with Mary Michele taking your calls right after this word. Need computer services, call Graphics. At Graphics, we have computer printers for printing reports, color presentations, magazine ads, and full-color posters, Macintosh and Windows computers for time rentals, and experienced people to help you with your computer files, and a large assortment of programs so that you can finish your project. So when you need computer services from start to finish, Graphics is located in Mount Kisco, right across from Burger King. Call them at 241-3145. And remember, for printing, copying, and computer services, it's Graphics in Mount Kisco. All right, let's get back to the phones now with Mary Michele. And on the phone is Ilana, who is watching on Cable Channel 12 in the marvelous town of North Castle in the hamlet of Armonk. Date of birth is August 2nd, 1970. Ilana, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi, Ilana. Such a pretty name.
Thank you.
Where does it come from, the name, Ilana?
It's Israeli.
Oh, it's really pretty. Okay, August 2nd, 1970. Okay, you have the sun in Leo, the moon in Leo, Mercury in Virgo, Venus in Virgo. Did you have a particular question?
I was just wondering what's going to happen in 1996 for me.
Okay. You were born at the new moon. The sun and moon both in the sign of Leo. This is an indication that you're someone that's very focused and you can create what it is that you need to make happen. You know, Leo is the sign of creativity, of course. The sun there is at home. It's a very nice place for it. So I think that, you know, right now with this Mercury and Venus in Virgo, you might have been feeling a sense of confusion, you know, during the month of February when the sun is in Pisces, and particularly right as we come up to the full moon here, February, March, when the sun is in Pisces. When we come up to the full moon, it's a time of that confusion is greater for you. You know, the Mercury is the mind, and Virgo wants things analyzed quickly. So, you know, I think after tomorrow, it's going to take, you know, maybe 10 days for you to resolve this a little bit. But then you're going to be able to have great initiative. Certainly the 1st of April, any direction that you want to go, whether it's going back to school or starting a new job, you're going to have a lot of energy to do that. Okay?
Okay,
Thanks
thank you.
for calling.
Final call this morning comes from Erin, calling from Hopewell Junction.
Wow.
Yes, all the way up there, Mary Michele.
Wow.
You are known far and wide. Date of birth is January 16th, 1964, 1/16/64. Erin, good morning. You're on with Mary Michele.
Hi.
Hi, Erin.
Hi, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right.
Did you have a particular question?
Yeah, I got a whole bunch of men in my life, and I don't know if I'm coming or going.
Well, that's a nice problem to have.
Silly.
A what?
Not really.
No, I know. It's difficult.
I'm unhappy.
Yeah. Yeah.
See if you saw anything.
Okay, the sun in Capricorn, the moon in Aquarius, Mercury in Capricorn, Venus in Aquarius. You've got a lot of Aquarius here. Have you started something new in terms of your career?
No.
No. In January, there was a big shift in terms of your sense of purpose and direction revolving around relationships. Let's see. The nature of Aquarius is that the moon in Aquarius particularly is that your feminine side, the part of you that will respond to the male of the species, is very unusual. It's almost like you constantly are looking for different types of men to have relationships with. You're manifesting something a little out of the ordinary, and of course the sun in Capricorn wants things to be the status quo. I think that, is there one person in particular that you're more interested in than the others?
Well, I'm with somebody right now, and it's just, I'm with them for certain reasons, and I'm not, I don't know if I should go ahead or...
Right. The nature of the sun in Capricorn, we do have to realize our sun sign more often than not. It's the most important thing in our chart. And I think where, it may not seem like what you want to hear right now, you have to go where the security is. So you will find ways to give free rein to these unusual ideas or different kinds of people that you want to be with, or things that are novel or ahead of their time in other ways. But I think in terms of your relationship, your personal relationships, there has to be something that is very secure and status quo about it.
Right. That makes sense.
Does it help?
That's what I've been doing.
Yeah, well, you're right. It just might take a little time for you to feel better about that. So what you should do is you should find things to do in your work. You should, try completely unusual things that you've never tried before that might be a little ahead of their time.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, Erin, thank you
Thanks.
for calling. Mary Michele, again, we want to thank you so much for coming in with such quick notice. You like getting the phone calls at 6 o'clock in the morning, huh?
Oh, boy, Mike.
It was about 6:08 because we got the call at 6:06. Anyway, we want to thank you. Mary Michele will be back with us Friday, am I correct?
Yes, I will be back.
We want to thank all the people, to Erin, to Ilana, to Anthony, to Ann, to Debbie, to Karen, to Gloria. Did I miss one here? Joyce, and Sherry, and Bee, and also to Steve for being with us
And
this morning.
Steve's questions were really
Yes.
wonderful. I really
Yes.
do appreciate that.
Not only that, there was a good line to his house.
Right.
But we want to thank you again. And Mary Michele will be joining us on Friday at 9:05, taking your calls on astrology. Have a good day.
Thanks. The same to you, Mike.
I hope the stars are right and the moons and the planets and all that good stuff.
Sure.
Mary Michele with us at WVIP. Currently, we are at 26 degrees outside. Mostly sunny, breezy, and cold. Today, temperatures are going to be in the low 30s. Increasingly cloudy, delivery and free removal of your old mattress. Call 1-800-TRY-A-BED today for the guaranteed lowest prices on all brand-name mattresses, and you'll never have to worry about whether you could have gotten a better deal elsewhere. That's 1-800-TRYABED. That's 1-800-TRY-A-BED, the smart way to buy a mattress. And this Operation Snowbird report being brought to you by Charles Department Store, 113 Katona Avenue, Katona. I can't think of a school that is open right now. Everybody, if you were supposed to be in school, should have been by now, but all the school districts are closed. A couple of other notes for you. Northern Westchester Center for the Arts opening at noon today. For the college students, Manhattanville College opening at 11 for staff, but all classes canceled. Mercy College will open at 11. Faculty seminar day has been canceled. Norwalk Community College, 9:30 opening. Pace University, Westchester campus is opening at 10. State College at Purchase, 10:30 classes resume. Westchester Community College, Peekskill Valhalla closed. Western Connecticut State University is closed today. These are all closed. Harrington School of Insurance, New York School of Court Reporting, Northern Westchester School of Hairdressing, Silvermine, the Teft Business School, tutor time in Armonk. The Pleasantville tutor time is open now. Bedford Parks and Recreation, all morning programs canceled, including Meals on Wheels. Newcastle Recreation and Parks is closed. Somers North Salem Senior Nutrition is closed. Town of Lewisboro opening at 10. Pound Ridge offices are closed today. Yorktown Senior Nutrition is closed. No home delivered meals. Yorktown Town Hall. All non-essential personnel, please report at 11 a.m. We also have Boys and Girls Club of Mount Kisco closed. Congregation Sons of Israel, Little Music Maker. Mary Knoll Fathers Ossining, 2-hour delay. Putnam Arts Council, Putnam Northern Westchester Women's Resource Center opening at 11. Rosenthal Y is closed today. Senior Nutrition Center, Fox Center, Mount Kisco, closed with no home delivered meals. Westchester Art Workshop, White Plains is closed. The Conservatory of Music opening at noon. North Salem Library opening at noon. Chappaqua Library at 11. Mount Pleasant at 11. North Castle opening at noon. Ossining at 10. Somers at 11. And Elephant's Trunk opening at noon today. ESI for folks in Newcastle. Curbside pickup only today. Guidepost opening at 10. Hitachi of America at 11. Orlando Chiropractic hours are from 11 to 7. And Purchase PepsiCo opening at 10:30. Digest opening at 10. Slender Magic on Route 202 is closed today. Bedford Barn will open at 11. And the Xerox Corporation a 2-hour delay. And good morning now. Ha! Got through Snowbird. We fooled them again, didn't we, Mary Michele? Good morning.
You did, Mike. You're very good at this.
Yeah, I've been doing it for so long. Yeah, 20 pages today.
Well,
anyway, would you like to get right to the phone?
Sure.
We've got people waiting.
Okay.
And I apologize to the people who have been waiting. Josephine is our first caller. Josephine calling from Yorktown. Good morning, Josephine.
Morning, how are you?
Okay, dates of birth. Let's give here July 22nd, 41. Right. And your husband is August 20th, 51. Am I correct?
Correct.
Okay, you're on. Are you able to hear us? Because we're having a very bad line here.
I'm hearing you fine.
Okay, would you talk to Mary Michele? Let's hope we can get this fixed while you're talking.
Okay, thank you.
Hi, Josephine. Did you have a particular question?
Morning. Yes, I'd like to know about my husband, about his job, work.
Okay. I have to look at your chart a little bit. July 22nd.
1941.
1941. Okay, you were born with the sun in Cancer and the moon in Cancer. You were born at the new moon. So you have a very